You guys, I thought it'd be a super fun idea to make an art piece using like the most minimal art supplies possible. So I'm gonna go through, I have only 7, I think, art supplies that I'm using, and everything counts. So 1, I have paper. 2, I have 1 paint color because in trying to be super minimalistic, I realized the more paint colors I have, the more items that I'm using. So, number 2, paint. Number 3, a paintbrush. Number 4, if I can get it, a pencil with an eraser, so that just counts as 1. And then I have a palette to stick my watercolor in. And then I have a jar for water and paper towels. There we go. And paper towels. So all of those count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 items total. That's all I'm going to be using for this piece when it comes to the art supplies. I mean, obviously I have it on a desk, so I didn't really count that. And I'm also going to be using a reference photo for this. But other than that, this is all the art supplies I'm going to be using, and we will see what happens. Okay, so I'm actually going to be sketching out one of my favorite little characters. Little baby Yoda, because I think he is so adorable and so cute, and I did kind of a practice drawing of him the other day, and I thought it would be really fun to do this in one color. So I'm going to start with sketching him out and trying to make him look as cute as possible, and then we will get on to painting.
This painting challenge did not start off as just a one-color painting challenge video. I had been watching challenge videos on YouTube and thought it would be fun to do a challenge video myself, and I thought, well, let's see what I can do with like the least amount of supplies possible. And as I was counting them up, I realized, oh, well, the more paint that I use and colors that I use, the more supplies I'm going to be using, and I wanted to really tone it down and just show that you don't need a ton of fancy supplies, you don't need, you know, tons of super expensive paint or anything to create a fun piece of art. You can really just use some things that you have. So I chose to use one color, and I chose Payne's Gray because I wanted it to be more of a black and white photo gradient, and it was really fun because I'd never painted with just one color before. It was a new experience for me, and I felt like that was also a challenge to figure out, okay, what needs to be darker, because really that's how you get depth in things in a black and white picture, is basically with shading. What's dark, what's not, what needs to pop out, where's the highlights, where are the darkest shades of the picture. And so it was a really fun experience, and I really had a great time. I started off with some of the lightest shades, just laying down the lightest colors, and then going in and darkening all the areas that needed to be darkened. And I know that some artists leave the eyes for last because they feel like that finishes their piece off. And while I don't paint them first, I don't usually wait till last either, because I feel like they really start to give the piece life when you give the eyes if you're painting, you know, an animal or a person or a creature like Baby Yoda, who's just so adorable and I love him. So in closing, I have a challenge for you to find paint supplies, and it doesn't have to be paint, it could be whatever you have on hand, crayons, pencils, colored pencils, markers. Find some art supplies and then just doodle with them, have fun. If you want to try and create a piece with just one color, you could do that. You can use Crayola markers with water, whatever you have, just have fun making art with it. So my challenge to you is make some art pieces. Use the fewest supplies possible, or if you want, use the most. You could do the opposite of me. Use the most supplies that you have and try to make a piece with it. And yeah, I will let you get back to watching the rest of this speed painting, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. here is the hardest part of painting, you guys, knowing when to stop. I could probably spend days on this painting and keep adding more layers and more layers and more, but I finally decided it was time to stop, and I did end up adding just a few more shades off camera at the end of this, but really I came to this point and I decided, you know what? I think we're good. I think we're done. And it was a super fun piece to paint. I hope you guys do take up a challenge and just start creating some art pieces. Here is the finished product. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!